Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also what's going on in our country and how we're going to fix both of them together. The content that I'm going to show you right now is breaking news. We have a brand new Senate Majority Leader. And really great news for you guys. It's not John Cornyn. You did it. You defeated him. No gun control, no majority Senate leader spot for you. I hope you go to bed forever for the rest of your career saying Senate Bipartisan Safe Communities Act because that's what sunk you, Mr. Senator John Cornyn. Anyway, got that out of my system. Feels really good. Let's walk through everything that just happened. Everything will be linked into the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you want to spread this freedom from coast to coast and border to border. And thank you in advance for that consideration. And guys, the content that we're talking about today is sponsored by SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute. Let's face it, a lot of us upgrade and modify our own guns anyway. Why would you not want to get paid to do it? Turn a hobby that you love into a career. You can do gunsmithing, woodworking and finishes, shooting sports management, ballistics. You can do drones if you want. And it's all done through the comfort of your own home, through stuff they send you through the mail. There's a link in the description box below. Guys, this is a chance to at least know what you could do with your future. And that's why they've sponsored this content, and I am glad to have them. And thank you to them for making it possible. All right, guys, listen. One of the really big things that we were hitting on was it cannot be John Cornyn. We cannot have a gun controller in the Senate Majority Leader position because it sends a signal. And that's why this is so massively important. John Cornyn just lost, and John Cornyn's the guy who negotiated gun control with the left, the Chris Murphys, the Kirsten Sinemas, the Tom Tillises of the Republican from North Carolina. This sent a signal and is a massive victory for you guys in that element. I'm not saying the whole election. I'm saying specifically that John Cornyn just lost. You guys have pull. You raised hell when it happened. You've raised hell ever since, and now he had so much damage done in political capital that he lost the election for Senate Majority Leader, something he's wanted his entire career. Bye, John Cornyn. No Senate Majority Leader for you. Hope you get primaried next year. Anyway, let me show you what actually happened. And I'm very bitter about it because it infringed upon millions of Americans' gun rights automatically through the ATF because of a law that he wrote and passed. And it wouldn't have happened without him. Anyway, let's keep going. John Thune has been elected the Senate Majority Leader. Now, this is really key to understand how we got here. I'm going to walk you through a few of the pieces here, and I want to show you what happened. Earlier on, here we go, this one right here. These were the three contenders. You had Rick Scott, you had John Cornyn, and you had John Thune. Of course, you know how I feel about John Cornyn, and then Rick Scott was the wild card, and then John Thune was the establishment choice. As we go through this, wrong one. Earlier on in the first, there was two ballots that ran through. The first one, Rick Scott fell off and he did not get enough votes. I think the total tally was, I'm not sure if it's on this one. Yeah, the total tally isn't, but effectively, Rick Scott got 13, John Cornyn got 15, and Thune got 24. So what ended up happening, or 23, what ended up happening was Rick Scott falls off. They do a second round of balloting with only two candidates, and John Thune picked up all the Rick Scotts because John Cornyn is presumably a gun-controlling traitor. Other than that, no big deal. So this is the first piece. U.S. Senate Republicans reject Trump ally Scott as they pick new leader. Then, of course, shortly after that, you had John Cornyn lose to John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, 29-24. Now, Nick Sorter says the Senate has betrayed Americans. The Senate has established they want the establishment candidate. That was the entire battle the entire time. You had the MAGA wing, you had the populist wing of the GOP, which is like the Trump, which is the Charlie Kirks, which is the Benny Johnsons. Then you had the establishment, which would be like John Thune and John Cornyn and Mitch McConnell. That's what you just had, okay? Now, as we go into this, let me show you the actual vote totals because this is important, and then we'll wrap this entire thing up. As I scroll down here, it shows you the actual counts, as I just mentioned. On the first ballot, Thune got 23 votes right here. Cornyn got 15, and Scott got 13. The only thing that would have made it sweeter for me if John Cornyn would have lost in the first round, he missed it by 2. You can dream. But the bottom line is, Rick Scott lost, and then very shortly after that, Thune won and defeated John Cornyn. And as you can see, the totals right here are right down at the bottom of your screen. 29 votes for 29 for Thune, 24 for Cornyn. The way that's worded tripped me up. Rick Scott had been knocked out the running earlier in the ballot. So he lost by 5 votes. The Republicans now control. John Thune is the majority leader. Now we see what happens from that perspective. Trump's got to put a lot of pressure on him to do things that are more in his agenda. Rick Scott probably wouldn't have done it, but that goes back to the underlying struggle that we were talking about, the MAGA wing versus the establishment wing. There is clearly an anti-establishment push in the country that you just saw through this entire election and through the online presence from Sunday to now. But the bottom line, and this is the victory for us on the gun rights side, you just kicked John Cornyn to the curb. You did. Great job. Fantastic. Phenomenal. And it wasn't done just in the last 3 days. It was done in the last 2.5 years where everyone was really dropping some rage on John Cornyn because of his actions in the Senate Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, where he took gun rights from 18 to 20-year-olds ad hoc just because they're that age. Complete discrimination of their Second Amendment rights in that bill they negotiated with gun control. And then they also started to do who's in the business of dealer, basically making you a dealer if you sell one of your personal pieces of property. John Cornyn, enjoy your loss. I'm very passionate about this. But that's what we have, guys. We have a new Senate Majority Leader. John Thune defeated John Cornyn, and Rick Scott fell to the wayside as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, send this out, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.